Cats. Lively, rambunctious, fun. Many cats are this way, especially when they're well behaved. But some misbehave to the extent that they become more trouble than they're worth. So my question is this: what's the best way to train your cat? Through punishment, positive reinforcement, or by using loud noises? In order to test these three methods, I simply just asked my cat to sit. The task was not too simple nor too difficult for the cat to understand, and thus leads to much less confusion when it comes to training him how to do what you want. Please note that these methods are not all 100% sure to work. They're only tests of the most typical methods people use to train felines. Many of these methods were learned in my psychology class and then reinforced by the information I had researched. Please note that training should only occur in locations where the cat feels safe and not pressured to be perfect. This prevents you from having to go back and retrain the cat over again. The first method I tried was punishment. Punishment is adding a negative concept to something in order to prevent an animal or person from repeating their undesirable behavior. I repeatedly asked my cat to sit, but instead of listening, he ignored me to try to steal the treats that were in my hands. In order to deal with this, I sprayed the poor thing, who immediately jumped back and hilariously sat down. While punishment may be good for prevention, and it did somehow work out in this case, it often makes cats untrusting, and if you spray them enough, they're likely to develop a fear for the area they're in. This information is not nearly as solid as the rest, because all I have to go on here is research. I'm not going to make my cat hate me. The next method that I tried was positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is the act of rewarding desirable behavior with something the subject desires, in hopes of getting them to repeat the behaviors. Psychologists typically agree that this is the best way to train creatures, as it shows desirable behavior, as opposed to punishment, which only teaches what not to do. To do this, I gave my cat a treat every time he did something similar to sitting, and from then on I only gave him one when he furthered his progress in achieving the goal. This way, I taught him that if he does what I ask, he's going to get an incentive and it'll inspire him to behave in the future. The final method I attempted was to play music in order to distract my cat into paying attention to me and then sitting. Unfortunately, this did not work out, as my cat was seemingly uninterested in the music. Although it may have helped to play the music louder, at its standard volume it had no effect to the sensitive ears of the cat, therefore I saw no need to play it louder and getting the same results. Many people are going to ask the same old question: what are the benefits of training a cat? Well, there are not too many awesome effects for people. The cat itself benefits in many ways. You can train a cat to do many different things. For example, cats who went under spinal surgery were able to stand longer after being trained to stand than cats who were not trained in their hind limbs. This is a lot more impressive than my training to sit or to use a litter box. It is also important to note that not all cats are going to react the same way to things. According to an experiment by Populin and Yen, even when sounds come from the same location, not all cats look to the same area in an attempt to locate it. This is very important to note because what works for my cat may not work on somebody else's. Even though music did not work on my cat, it may very easily work on someone else's cat. With all of that being said, my results are particularly biased, as of course I'm going to want to paint my cat and the effects of my experiment in the best light possible. While cat training is unlikely to have a major effect on society in any way at all, it can lead to a happy and healthy life for the cat, as well as maintain a healthy relationship between the cat being trained and the owner training it. This in itself may lead to companionship and love that may or may not have been missing in the cat owner's life, thus improving a person's quality of life. So I guess in a roundabout way, cat training benefits everybody.